Okay, so we are live. Hello, dear business analysts and all participants of our event. We created this special Project Insider event based on many requests from you. This is the right time to get a bunch of valuable information about cloud certification program for BAs, and it will help you to be in shape in professional form. Let's overview and let's review all of these cloud certification programs from the BA professional point of view. You will get a lot of knowledge and recommendation during this event. And I would like to pass the words to our speakers, Andriy and Dmytro. So the
Yeah,
stage is
hello.
yours.
Hello. Thank you so much, Volodymyr. Hello, Andriy. How are you doing today? Are you
Hi,
ready?
thanks, Andrew. Doing awesome, thanks. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get started.
yeah, let's get started. So, guys, if you know very well, about our event format, I think that a lot of you just participated in previous series of these events. So this time we trying to start the small series, micro series of events related to the tech stack of business analyst and how business analyst can just go through this way and with less of efforts and with max results. So this time we want to we invited our great colleague Andriy Partyko, lead business analyst, lead data analyst, technical specialist, architect. So a lot of things were covered by Andriy. And as you know, as you can see on the slide, Andriy just also have a great experience not only in tech area but also in business area and business analysis area as well. And with all my pleasure, I just can pass my word to Andriy. Andriy, please, you can add something about you.
Yep, maybe like a brief overview. As you mentioned, Joe, I have, I think, both experience in business analysis, in data management, and partially in architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So had, I believe, quite a bunch of experience in product management, but I would emphasize that this is rather B2B product management and not B2C product management because the key skills there are still quite different. I had experience dealing with multiple data modeling approaches like Inmon, Kimball, Data Vault 2.0. The majority of projects were based on either AWS or GCP. Also had experience working with different DBMS solutions, so relational, non-relational, OLAP or LTP, lake houses. Had experience working with graph databases and with ILCA stack, and well, also that's quite a common. That's about migrations on-prem to cloud, and in terms of this, like more about the data experience and technical experience, and in terms of experience in business domains, mostly that experience is in finance industry. That's about banking, investment
Mm-hmm.
funds, e-commerce, etc. Yep, and so having like those multiple projects, I was basically forced, well, forced in good meaning of this word, to get much deeper knowledge in the clouds. To be more specific, I got AWS Cloud Architecture Associate Certificate and a GCP certificate. This is on top of like the core skill of business analysis with CBEP. And
Mm-hmm.
recently, I passed quite an interesting and quite challenging certification in data management, that is CDMPs, and highly encourage you. This was quite an interesting challenge for me.
That is a great achievement, absolutely. So, the main question for you will be what is your main motivation? Just brief answer if you can on that.
Okay, so I believe the main motivation is to be still alive in this industry. So the situation that technology changes drastically, and
Mhm.
the knowledge that were sufficient probably 5 or 7 years ago. That's they could be treated as some minimum requirements as of now, and definitely the more we go forward, I mean, in terms of like personal growth, but both with IT sector growth, we need to like have our knowledge much wider, and that's why like this is it's not the case that you can learn something at the beginning of your journey and use that knowledge for the nearest like 10 or 20 years. That you need to constantly update the knowledge and to be up to date.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely agree with Andriy. And let's say a couple of words about me. I am Dmytro Lozovytskyi, Chief Business Analyst, and I am just convinced in that fact that only on the edge, of different knowledge areas, we can born something new, some new experience, some new ideas, some new approaches, etc. So that is why I like to share my knowledge, my experience with our colleagues. For you, we like to share this experience with you, dear colleagues, dear fellow BAs. And we are happy to do that for you guys. So that is why we conducted this series of BA Project Insider events. And here you can see, you can hear a lot of interesting experts, not only from EPAM, just also from the market, from professional organizations, etc. So that is our main idea, and let's shift to the small reminder that we're going to have 30 minutes active discussion, 3 practical cases, 2 experts, and for sure you need to wait on our one-pager helper, because this time we have a lot of information and we are going to prepare that one-pager for you guys these days. So the case number 1, case about the upgrade of knowledge in tech for business analysts. I can say that we have the main conditions here, and that was just highlighted by Andriy. Cloud is purely about the technical design and not about the business. Yep. So why should I care? Yeah, why cloud techs just became a revolutionary platform in IT area at all, in IT industry, we can say, in a lot of business areas. So why we need to upgrade our knowledge? We got an answer, but maybe Andriy, you can just highlight a couple of things that are going to help us to provide a broad answer on that question. And before you're going to share your experience, your opinion, guys, we can say that here we have the primary challenges, that we highlighted for you, to find the right opportunities, to find the time, and to choose upskilling approach. This is key things that are going to help you to be in focus, in question how we need to upgrade, how we can or how we could upgrade our knowledge in tech. And here we have also some kind of solution. Yes, Andriy, investigate and be in trend. So the stage is yours.
Yep, thanks, Dmytro. So I believe it might be the core question to the whole journey. Why should I invest time into this? And there might be, like, I've heard multiple questions, multiple perspectives of this, and let me probably try to formalize this question. Why? So there might be a comment, okay, in business analysis, in body of knowledge is written that requirement is a business representation of a need. Design is a usable representation of a solution. So keeping this in mind, cloud, it's about representation of a solution. It's about design. Design is not usually the area the BAs are working on. So why should I deal with this? So there are a few perspectives, like after studying Babuk, that come to my mind. So the first point, the first bullet point is still it's written in, still it's truth that the solution for one person could be a requirement for another. Let me try to share some examples. So, for example, if we treat a UX UI designer, so customer journey could be a requirement for the designer, and the mockups could be a solution. It could be like a representation of the design. And from the other side, if we take a look on the front-end developer, so for them, the mockup will be a representation of a need. This will be a requirement basically, and the outcome will be the code. So, and here we can see that the same artifact, like mockup, could be for one person a requirement and for another person a solution. So I think the answer to this question rather depends on whether you'd like to look on those technical knowledge in clouds as on requirement or as solution, and that definitely depends strongly on the project you're dealing with, on the experience. So I believe there are 5 the most important key drivers here. So the first driver is there is a notion of BA development, like following this T-shaped person. So it presumes that good BA should have a combination of in 4 areas. So the first area is the BA skills. Those are the hard skills: business acumen, technical knowledge. For this specific example, it's about the cloud knowledge and about soft skills. And it quite often happens when the business acumen are mingled with the technical knowledge. So, for example, if B is trying to do some platform for example, for data analysts, in this case, it's really difficult to make this difference. And in this, well, my personal opinion is in this case that this business acumen is being shifted with this technology. They basically joined and they combined, and like there's a single point in that. The second driver could be to be effective communicator between teams. So very often effective BA plays the role of effective communicator between technical team and business. And this is the case when a BA having those cloud knowledge, a BA could properly translate like from technical language to the business language. For example, if technical team tells, okay, we'll use this service, and the translation to the business might be, okay, the benefits in this case will be the following: you can have the data like almost real time, or etc. So that could be second. The third is that it's being up to date with the latest trends. So I believe I did check some statistics, and the overall market capitalization of the cloud solutions in year 2024 grew up by 22%, just in year to year, and the overall increase is $94 billion. So I believe this financial growth could be a really good driver. The third point is that what I can see right now is that BAs with technical skills are in higher demand comparing to BAs with just regular BA skills. And this could be really passing some of cloud certifications could be a really good quality gateway. So if you're applying for a new position, you can say, okay, these are my certificates, you can check them, and it's not about that, okay, I had experience working with this cloud, so definitely the quality gateway, like having this cloud certification is a good evidence that you're really an expert in this area. So I would think those are 5 drivers, 5 motivation points that could be used for to start this journey, let's put it this way.
Yep, absolutely agree with you. And guys, please don't forget about the T-shape concept of professional development. This means for you that you need not only to think deeper in one or two, just some kind of areas, maybe business domains, etc., maybe some kind of areas of knowledge, but you need to also to have just a broad vision on a lot of things, because technologies are connected with each other, and you are dependent on a lot of things if you want to provide some kind of holistic or general picture, but not only for strategic vision, but also for in details, also for development teams, etc., etc. So that is why you need to think about the focuses of your attention, focuses of your preferences, or preferable focuses in your tech stack based on your working area, based on your based on the needs of your company, based on the needs of the market. Please don't forget to do that. And as we told before, based on this information, we can say that solution here is investigate and be in trend. So guys, please don't be shy. Just trying to spend enough enough quantity of your time, and just to be in trend with all things at market. So let's go forward to the second case. Case number 2 is about what should we know to prepare ourselves. That is really important question. This is naturally the second step that you on our way when we are going to dive deep into tech stack in business analysis. And business analysts really need to know a lot before the certification journey should start, or is going to start. And here, the main challenges for all of us are the next: how to define the core points. We mean that core points about this sentence is about, or this question is about the basis. Basis, what we need to cover. How to deep dive, how to dive deep into details correctly, because we have a lot of things. We have a huge lakes of information, or oceans of information, and entry points are also important for all of us. From what we're going to start, to make our way efficient and just short as much as possible, or shorter as much as possible. What is the correct budget? What kind of resources we are ready to spend? What is the level of the costs that we are going to have in that question? In question of tech stack certifications for business analysts, and just some kind of preparation to be in shape conditions. At the market. And all these things we can cover with simple solutions. Save your time for sure, because time management is all for us, especially these days, and provide more efforts, because only additional efforts bring you success. Am I right, Andriy?
Yep, absolutely. This makes perfect sense, especially the question, especially the point that you raised about having this good balance between time that is spent for the preparation and for the outcome. So the main idea of this case is that before we start preparation journey to cloud certification, before we start doing a deep dive into cloud certification, I would say it's still good to have, this is not required, but it's really good to have some core understanding of, at least in those 5 areas. So in terms of maybe how deep those knowledge should be, so I would put a baseline like, okay, on each item, I do not want to spend more than maybe 2, 4, 5 hours, and this shouldn't take more than 1 day for each bullet point. So probably like 1 week would be enough to go through it. Again, it's more about like keeping this balance between doing a very deep dive and having high level understanding of the core concepts. So the question is, what are those core concepts? So the first, I believe we all are quite aware about it. So it's about the core hardware that is used. So it's quite straightforward. It's have an understanding about CPU, different potential like use cases for different CPU types. It's about RAM. It's about hard disk drive and solid state drives. So the next, it's about networking fundamentals, and this was really challenging for me because I didn't have the beginning of the journey really good coverage of this. So what I would recommend like studying here. So the first is 7 layers of OSI model. These are the 7 layers in which the 7 groups of protocols on which the network connectivity is done. So it's starting from the physical data link network and finishing with presentation layer and application layer. The next, it would be good to understand what is MAC address, what is IP address, what is the difference between the TCP and UDP protocol, and what some core understanding of the HTTP protocol. Then really good to understand the difference between public network and private network. Also in context of networking, it's good to understand network address translation is sometimes called NAT, NAT, and difference between IPv4 and v6. So going to the second one, it's going to the next one. It's about having some basics in understanding how the operating systems work. So it's good to have some minimum experience with common shell. Some basic operations are required just from how to copy paste and make a directory from the command line, and what are the core components of operating systems. It's good to have some at least have experience to spin up to provision virtual machine with some OS, with some operating system with an image. It's not that complicated. It's I believe you can find a lot of videos on YouTube about this, and it's 1 hour exercise, and it's not that complicated as it might sound like. Having understanding how to configure libraries on a machine, how to run application, and why do we need logging, why do we need monitoring, and what are the benefits of the alerting. The fourth, it's strongly recommended, is to do a short deep dive into virtualization and containerization. So the first bullet points is to understand what is hardware virtualization, and basically it's to be able to spin up some virtual machine locally. And then to have some basic understanding what is containerization and what are the benefits of the containerization versus virtualization. And the fifth knowledge area, that is about version control systems, it's to be able to understand that it enables change tracking of the code. It helps with collaboration and in environment of the distributed development. It might help with backups, recovery, and it helps manage different versions. So again, I would recommend to go through these items. I don't think it's worth spending more than a week or 2 weeks on that, but if one has that knowledge upfront, it will be much easier to proceed with the journey. So I can see some questions here. Could you please provide links and resources where I can prepare and pass the cloud certification exams? I believe there are 2 points of this. So the first is about the preparation. So in terms of preparation, here are those areas that are good to cover. One can pick 2 sources, either YouTube videos just to check which channel works for you. To be honest, I used a bunch of them. If I do not understand some concept, it could be a really good starting point to understand how deep should I dive. And in terms of passing the certification itself, I believe there are 2 groups of sources, either some learning platforms like Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, or also cloud providers. They also provide a lot of materials, and they are focused exactly on certification. So this is a really good source for the information.
Let me step in, Andriy, and just to add something to your answer. I think that this will be the separate topic of our maybe next webinar. As we announced before, because this is a really deep discussion about the link sources, etc., etc. So guys, please follow us, and you will get this information a little bit later. And Andriy, anything else?
No, I think yeah. So those 2 items, just to keep in mind the balance between time spent and potential benefits and potential depth of the investigation.
So thank you so much for these accents, because these accents just cover the structure, what you should know for our colleagues. And this is really important to hear from the professional who just made this way successfully. And that is really valuable information for all of us. So guys, please don't forget about the solution for such case. Please follow the recommendations and save your time and provide you more efforts, because when you want to provide you some additional efforts from your side, or when you want to do something additionally, that means for you, for your consciousness, that you are invest in yourself, in your person, in your professional in your professional entity. Yep, if we can say that in BA language. So don't forget to do that, and please think about the capabilities, how you're going to support all these activities during your working day. So let's shift to the next slide. So this is some kind of certification overview that we prepared for you guys. As you can see, some kind of level of certifications, different certifications areas, and some costs, of course, with preparation timeline from 1 up to 12 months. It depends on what you want to have at the end, and what capabilities you have right now, how much time you can invest in yourself, in your certification, in your working growth. And I think that Andrew can also add some words about this table for you.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Dmytro. So I believe the first question a person who joined this call, this meetup will ask will be, okay, so how much time do I need to invest to pass some certification? This is quite a natural question. I believe there is no straightforward answer. So as it mentioned here, like, it might take from 1 to 12 months, and it strongly depends on the following points. So the first is the level of certification you are trying to reach. Definitely, the higher the certification is, the more complexities and the more time you'll need to spend. The second, it's about your starting like level, how good you are with existing cloud experience. This definitely strongly
Knowledge,
yeah, it's about the existing knowledge. And definitely the third time is about how much time are you ready to invest into this into the learning. So this is why the preparation timelines could vary from 1 month to 12 months. It depends on the situation. Another quite interesting question is whether there are any hard prerequisites. For example, if you would like to go directly to this specialty certification, but you met nothing before, you have no certifications at all right now. Let me put it this way, I wasn't able to find any hard constraints on this. Nevertheless, there were always recommendations that, for example, if you'd like to pass some certifications in the AI or ML, it's good to have some prior knowledge in that area, and so on and so forth. So the third point is about, okay, but what is the best cloud provider I should focus on first? There might be two drivers here. The first driver is about the market share. So I grabbed the latest market review, and it looks like as of now, in 2024, the AWS has around 30% of the market share, Azure 21%, and GCP around 12%. I found this information over the internet. So if there are no favorite cloud platforms, probably AWS would be a good starting point as it has the biggest market share. Nevertheless, if you right now dealing with some project, for example, either in Azure and GCP, please definitely it will be much easier for you to proceed with this specific platform. In terms of like different cost and types of certifications and the exam duration, so I group them into 4 major groups. So the foundations is just about to grab some basics about a specific cloud. Then associate. Associate, it might be like cloud engineer, data engineer, a networking engineer. And then specialty exam, it might be a deep dive, for example, in advanced networking or in security. and professional level certification. So usually they cover like all the services, but they do not dive much into the details as a specialty or associate certifications do. In terms of cost, we can see that foundational certification usually costs around $100, like associate around 120, 150, and usually like professional certification is from $165 to $300. It depends like on the level you'd like to proceed.
It's not cosmic investments. Yep. So guys, as you can see, this is some kind of summary for you. For sure, we're going to provide this information on our LinkedIn pages after our webinar. And the last case, I guess, because we are time restricted, we have a format. Yep. The case number 3. Staying with the skills in demand. Yep, this is a third natural step on that way. And the main condition is here, how to stay in tech skills demand on long-term distance. Yep, and here we have some kind of simple solution for ourselves. Self-upskilling approach. You need to develop your unique self-upskilling approach because we have no silver bullet here. Yep, as a solution for all of us. And the main primary challenges that we want to highlight for you guys is, in that case, are the next, how to develop the discipline, because the discipline factor is crucial on that way, how to choose your own certification path, and how to utilize certifications results correctly. It means that how you're going to use your achievements in your practice with max effect for you. And I think that Andrew also have some kind of piece of knowledge and piece of advice for you. Andrew?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely, I believe the most important thing here is to understand the driver, the motivation that drives to pass the certification, whether it's a project demand here or simply you'd like to do some upskilling, having understanding of the of the existing trends. So it's more about the motivation. So a strong motivation point is highly important, and I believe it's vitally important to get started from this motivation point to understand what drives you here, so that you have this this destination and you understand why you are on that way. And I believe those motivation points we discussed in this first scenario, so they could be used there.
Awesome. I think that we also have some kind of next topic here on the slide. This topic, a little spoiler from us, from me and Andrew, is about self-upskilling approach development as a separate topic for you guys. And don't forget all things that we are recommended to you. Also, we're going to share some kind of useful tips in table form with you guys after our webinar. And I think that is all for today. And we have very cool, very high-paced discussion with great expert, Andriy Partyko. Please don't forget, guys, to subscribe on our community pages on different platforms. And see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Andriy, for this great discussion.
Thanks. See you.
See you.